your host, Red. I got a video today from the boys, THPPNetwork. You know, I love Scott and Grover. They do amazing videos. They did a video on Passport Bros, how we modern women, and they're just how we humble modern women and just why they're losing. Please look and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. Medium Man out of Houston is one of the up-and-comers that I believe everybody should be checking out. Full disclosure, I've talked to this brother behind the scenes, had a great conversation. I really dig where he's coming from. I dig his outlook, his logical breakdown of things, and he had a fire collaboration with Melody King where they talked about the Passport Bros. And I want to go into what they spoke about. Biggest thing that they pointed out was that, listen, ladies, the Passport Bros, they're already gone. That ship has sailed. Those dusty guys will be happy because they've dusted on somewhere else. And now you are left here with the men. And how are you going to attract those men?
Yep. Ladies, I gotta say, you happily frustrate me when you lie to yourselves and lie to us guys about what you really want from us and what you really want in a relationship. Most of you all have the inability to admit that you ladies have contradictions in your expectations and what you want from a romantic partner. And honestly, I have a lot of fun with it because I know there is not anything that I can do to change your mind and your female nature.
Nope.
It's like we can give you realistic answers, practical solutions, and for some reason or another,
every time we do, we're the misogynists. Why do you always talk about the negatives? Why do you always talk, all of these? Because the negatives are truth. Like, just because it's the truth doesn't make it negative. But women seem to think that it is.
You ladies still don't want to accept the answers that we give you. But hey, if you refuse to take our answers to heart, we would be devoid of content, wouldn't we now?
Yeah,
these are the attributes
true.
that men desire most in a female. We have a range of what we like in a woman. What we want is a woman that gives us a peace of mind, that's fit enough, that's inspirational, feminine.
See, fit enough. You can even have a little bit of chub, and most guys be like, you're still good looking. Like, we're not looking for like slender fucking 80s models or something. It can be a little, a little there.
And beautiful, that's coachable, that is pleasant to be around. Those attributes will be the attributes that the normal, hardworking, productive guy will be seeking from a woman. And as long as she is not a financial burden and she can take care of herself, then that is the ideal woman that most guys want.
Interesting enough, a lot of ladies, they walk around thinking that no matter how old they get, that the men must come to them and that they can magically manifest that love.
Manifesting. It's the energy.
Manifest. They ain't looking, they manifest it. And it's a little silly. If you're grounded in reality, it's as crazy as that TikTok influencer who said that the airlines were discriminating against her because she was too big to get her big butt down the aisle. And at this point in 2023, if they're not making airlines to accommodate extremely morbidly obese people, then it's discrimination.
Yep.
This is the mentality that we've cultivated in the Western world, to think that the world must and only revolves around us.
I noticed this increase in magical manifesting syndrome taking a root over 10 years ago. And I gotta say, I'm into the metaphysics a little bit, but...
Same. Like, my Cambodians are really big into voodoo, like good luck charms and like evil charms and things like that. I somewhat have seen some things, so like I can't discredit everything, but the whole manifesting without doing anything and just expecting people to fall in your lap, it's just so fucking stupid.
But ladies, you guys are taking it to a next level where it doesn't make sense. It's delusional behavior. There's no realistic way for you to magically manifest your ideal man when you don't even put in the work for yourself. I mean, I'm gonna have to hate to say this, but ladies, just getting into the gym, staying fit, walking and controlling your diet. I mean, you don't gotta be a fitness athlete or looking like a thin rail like a model, but just a little bit of fitness will go a long way, ladies. I'm telling you.
Dude, you hear, Scott? A little bit of fitness. At least do something. Don't just let yourself go. Like, So many women just let themselves go to be such a big size that we see on screen now. And tell the truth, I think it's somewhat still attractive, but I wouldn't want a wife this big. Like, I like the curviness, but it's too much, right? If she slimmed down, like maybe another 40, 60 pounds, maybe, because she's maybe 40 pounds, like she would look amazing. But the way it is now, like, even with my red pill brain, knowing how unhealthy she is, I can still look at it and say, you know what? It's still like somewhat attractive because she's a woman. Like, she has a good face, right? But it's not what we would settle down with. And why can't women understand that if you want the man fit, and which most women do, because when they look at me, they're like, oh yeah, you're fit. And then I look at them and I'm just like, yeah, you're okay, but you're nowhere close to how fit I am. So how can our lifestyles really intermingle properly if you don't even want to think about being fit or being whatever it is, right?
On you. But for some reason, this magical manifesting is now the new copium, hopium for this generation of modern women.
It's even younger women are like this. Younger women are even like, oh yeah, I want a man like this. I want a man like that. All I gotta do is just think about it, and then like, because I think about it so much, it's gonna happen. There's a few women I've met recently that say it like that, and I'm just like, you're not gonna put any work? You know, like, you guys don't really understand how manifesting things work, right? Yes, you have to at least manifest it in your head for you to even create a plan to go forward, but you still have to create a plan and go forward with the plan and take action towards that goal. You don't just think of a goal and like, it would be nice, I can't wait for it to happen, you know, like, I'll be a millionaire, yay! It's fucking crazy.
Your unrealistic expectations and thinkings that somehow that the universe or God will magically manifest your man without you putting any kind of work, thought, or effort or energy into making yourself the best possible woman that you can be. Magical manifesting is cope and selfish, ladies. It's delusional. I mean, I know a lot of you ladies have that dream man in mind, but if you're out of shape, heavily in debt, packing on 20 extra pounds of weight, heading into your 30s with 1 or 2 kids in tow, then you have to really reevaluate yourself, your expectations, and your standards. Are you really being realistic? Because reality will give you a good wake-up call and a reality check that you can't cash out. So look on the things that you have to work on, ladies, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of items to go through. Do you have your looks in order? Do you have your weight at a proper range? Is your attitude good? Do you bring peace of mind to your men? Are you inspirational? Are you feminine? Are you beautiful in your personality? Do you have extra baggage? That may or may not include kids. There are always going to be trade-offs. So when you have negative items in the negative column with very little positive traits, then those negative items will cancel out those positive attributes that you have in the positive column. So ladies, remember plus and minuses, pros and cons, benefits and drawbacks. Your magical manifesting will hit a wall, no pun intended. So when the universe, ladies, has to make its calculations on the attributes that you have, those plus and minus inputs will create an output, and that will be your reality.
So the ladies who are left here looking for mates, who are they going to pair up with? We already know the average attitude about the blue collar worker is bad because, oh no, if you don't make 6 figures plus and have the status, I don't want nothing to do with you. 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches. Give me this 3 6s. Mark of the devil. So what's going on? How are you going to attract these men who are left over? Like Medium Man said, the passport bros, you might as well stop talking about them. That sailed. You said you didn't like them anyway. You said they were dusty. You didn't. You thought they weren't worth anything. So hey, well, what are we gonna do now? Well, I guess all the fat meat is greasy because who's left over are the brothers who wasn't gonna be checking for you anyway. Why are they not checking for you? Maybe you got a couple of kids by a couple of baby daddies, and they don't like that. They don't want to deal with extra kids. Even if they would deal with it, maybe them kids are bad. Maybe them kids don't pay attention. I'm talking about all races here. Maybe these kids, maybe you coddled these children so much that they are a hindrance to your life, into his life, and he sees it and he just don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
You see, if you're going to take a man to be a stepdaddy, he got to be the head of your household. And if you ain't ready to do that, then you ain't ready to be with somebody. Die alone.
Yep.
Maybe you ain't taking care of yourself like you used to. Maybe you're getting a little bit too big. And you used to take care of yourself. You used to watch what you eat, but why? I just want to be happy. I'm just going to do me. Die alone. You see, this is what happens. Y'all hate it when Mr. Samuel said it, but he was telling you basic truths.
Yep.
Do you want to be with someone or don't you?
R.I.P. God.
And now these men are gone. These men that maybe you could have had a shot with, they went somewhere else. And let me tell you something. Once you see that the world can be different, and if you can make a living somewhere else, very hard to get a man back. I mean, Austin Hollerman over there in Africa, he does not look like he wants to return.
No.
And if he does return, he looks like he will be leaving soon. And there's men also in the United States, because you have to think about your competition here. Your competition can also be women who are coming from different countries who want to keep some traditional values.
Damn, I knew Austin was winning when he went down to Brazil and Colombia, and of course some of the Southeast Asian countries, but hot damn, oh my God. But anyway, the real thing about all this is no matter what place you're going to be in, ladies and gentlemen, or in this case, gentlemen, we need to develop ourselves the best that we can. And
Yep.
I know I'm preaching to the choir, but for sure, we have to get our
Self-improvement,
finances up,
man.
if you haven't already. Whatever it is, we have to get the power dynamics in our favor so we have the most leverage when we deal with women here and from around the world. Because no matter where you go, that should not stop us to do what we can to increase our revenue, gain more power, more positioning, and more influence in whatever that we do. So if you're dealing with women here domestically or you're dealing with women internationally, having the power dynamics in your hands is of utmost paramount importance.
Believe it or not, there's
someone in the comments says like there's just the idea of having leverage over another person in a relationship, or like you want to go in with leverage. They say it's like a bad thing, and I don't think it is, because someone's gonna have leverage in that relationship. It's either her or you. Most people are never equal, ever. So it's best for you to have that leverage so you can demand some of the things that you want and are able to adjust accordingly. If the woman has the leverage, you lost, in my opinion, because they can do whatever the hell they want. They have all the leverage. They can leave you and do whatever, and you're nothing because they have the leverage.
women who come to the United States who look at what we have going on here. The multi-gender restrooms, the lack of traditional values, the lack of traditional gender roles, and they say, oh my goodness, I wasn't raised like this. This is very uncomfortable to me.
Yes.
And although I can make money here, I just don't want to do it and live like this. I want to find someone who lives closer to my understandings. So all of these things that you say about men that you want them to change, you may be pricing yourself out the market. The question is, what are you going to do to keep the men here? Because the competition is getting tight.
See, I love Scott and Grover because they're talking about here too. Like, yes, as much as we are passport bros and, you know, everybody wants to leave, there is a group of guys that want to stay. There is a group of guys that are still want to look for women here. And I think it's great. I don't shame you or, you know, say that you're fucking stupid or, you know, like a simp for wanting to still be here and still find a good wife. Maybe not a full traditional wife, but still a good wife. I don't think anything's wrong with that. It's just, yes, most men down in the comments section would say that, you know, you're kind of fighting an uphill battle. And so it's okay. It's okay. You know, like, remember, the easy things in life are usually not the most satisfying things in life, right?
Ask women in Atlanta how competition is. Only thing you hear women in Atlanta is saying how hard it is to get a black man or how hard it is to get a man. Ask a woman in Houston. There's a whole bunch of women walking around in their 40s talking about they can get any man they want, but they can't keep them. I got family members. I got cousins. I got second and third and fourth cousins with a roster of women wishing that they can keep them because all of these dudes are upwardly mobile, got their stuff going. They wish they could keep a man. I mean, you have to understand that if you are educated as a man and you're actually making good money and you actually know how to take care of yourself, you actually were raised right, you actually do have discipline, integrity, morals, really hard for you to lose in this world. And what do we see here? I mean, I tell you, we just see a whole lot of women saying it's all about the money or who gonna check me boo with that face. It just ain't working.
Yep.
It's just not working. So I'm gonna tell you this, ladies. It's a symbiotic relationship. If you think you don't need a man, you're done. Because winter is already here, but this economic cold front that's gonna come in, it's gonna change a lot of people's mind about what they can do. A lot of these jobs that you think are gonna be around, AI is gonna get them. We were talking about this 2 years ago, 3 years ago on the tip. Nobody wanted to pay attention to us. AI is going to take your job. AI is going to take a lot of jobs. And what are you going to do? You better find you a blue collar man that AI can't get.
Not only you have to be competing against other girls, you have to be competing against AI girls too. So the guys that you want.
Fucking Grover and Scott, dude. Like, yeah, I totally forgot that they're competing against freaking AI now in a sense, because so many men would rather just pay money for an AI girlfriend. Like, oh shit.
That end up exercising your options and finding someone else, and the guys that you were going to settle for happen to be now across the world exercising their ability to use their passports. What you're going to have left are the other guys that may not even want your attention because they have their AI girlfriend. Give this technology another 10 years and advances in augmented reality and virtual reality, and
dude, it's gonna be like the Replicant movie, the newer one, Blade Runner. Yeah, the new Blade Runner movie, how he had his girlfriend. It's just like a projection in a program, AI program that he can take with him and like has all that stuff. Like, I could see that happening.
what you will find will be men spending on their virtual girlfriends, overspending money, time, and resources on you. It's already happening.
How's the business of being a virtual girlfriend going?
Beyond imagination. It's a hectic schedule. Imagine chatting with 1,000 people a week for hours on end every day.
How much have you earned so far?
My service charges $1 a minute. With 1,000 users so far, I've earned over $70,000, and that's just in 1 week. If 20,000 out of my 1.8 million followers are willing to pay, the service of a virtual girlfriend is to provide the standard girlfriend experience.
Why do you think so many people are willing to pay for your service?
Loneliness is the underlying condition of humanity. Do you have any private topics you'd like to discuss with me?
I mean, shout out to Rob Blacklight Revelations, where he goes into this in detail. And one more thing, ladies. All these guys that you looked over, the blue-collar workers, the trade workers. Well, I gotta tell you, one of the biggest misconceptions is that AI will take over these jobs. The real truth is that the redundant white-collar jobs, even higher-paying ones, will be great.
AI can't fix pipes. AI can't fix roads. AI can't climb freaking high rises and poles to fix freaking wires. You just can't do that with AI. You need a physical man to do the physically hard manual labor. It is what it is. These men will never be obsolete because these jobs have been there for that long. Yes, maybe like mining and a few other industries go away, but if you really think about some of the real true blue collar jobs, trashmen, there's always going to be trash for the rest of everybody's life. Period. Sewage, there's always sewage. Like, shit constantly backs up, so you always need someone to maintain sewage. Roads get fucked up all the time, right? So these are jobs, yes, AI can't really touch. AI can probably assist some of these jobs. Like a plumber, they can probably use AI to help like map out pipes and stuff like that. But other than that, the AI can't put the pipes in the ground for them.
Reduce. So how useful will be your degrees when you aren't prepared for artificial intelligence? So it looks like AI is going to be hitting you up more ways than one. Not only the degrees that you have, ladies, but also AI will be competing for these so-called leftover guys that you don't want. But the resources that you do want will not be going to you at all.
Yes. If you are going to demand a man who makes money, that's fine. You have your ability and your right to have who you can attract. Let's put it down this way. You get a man, he has good money, he takes care of himself, he's clean cut, good looking, but what is he looking for? I had a consultation.
They never say what, like they have no clue. Women I date, they're like, oh, I'm looking for this and this and this and that. And I'm just like, well, If I worked all my life to get all those things, what do you do? She's like, uh, uh, sex? And it's like, I can hire a prostitute for that in a sense if I only just needed sex from you. Like, come on, ladies. You guys have no clue how to be companions to men. That's sad. A lot of women have no clue how to be companions anymore or even want to work with men. A lot of them are so jaded.
With a lady yesterday, and I made it very simple, even simpler than feminine and friendly, because a lot of times women have a hard time understanding what femininity is. A man wants someone who's nice. That's right, just nice. Come home with a smile, maybe rub his shoulders every now and again. Give him a little ego boost, because the world is hard on you every day. Femininity, what does that really mean? He wants someone that he doesn't have to battle when he gets home. I don't want to battle you for dominance. If you think you're an alpha female, the average dude don't want an alpha female.
No.
I want to say that I'm not saying that a woman can't have her mind, her thoughts, and her expertise. If you're a leader, if someone has an expertise in something, you let them run with that expertise when it's beneficial for the team.
Correct.
You see, a leader, an alpha thinks about the team. A beta thinks about themselves. That's why the beta orbiters be around your women and they're thinking about, how can I get in? How can I get in? How can I disrupt this thing that they got? How can I get in? But if you're an alpha, you're thinking about, okay, how can I move us forward as a team?
Yep.
What do we have next? We want you to care about your appearance. Not saying that you...
It really does matter, man. Like, there's people in the comment section that say, you shouldn't do anything for women. You shouldn't have to, like, improve for women and things like that. And I was like, you do know it's still a mating strategy and a mating game, right? You still have to do things to still get a mate. You don't just become successful and it works out. No, there's still some things that you have to tailor yourself to attract the opposite sex. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a simp or anything. It's when you do it to the degree where you're detrimenting yourself and it's all the benefit goes to that person. But yeah, shave, get some facials here and there, maybe because you have dirty skin or whatever it is. There's just like, someone talks shit about me doing like threading my eyebrows. And I'm just like, dude, it gets messy. And when you clean it up, it's a nice clean line. It's just like when you line up your hair. It's literally like that. So I don't understand why men want to talk some S about this type of stuff. And it's like, it's just making yourself look good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And if it happens, that it attracts women, great. But I'm not saying, like, doing these things to attract women is nothing wrong. Why? Because you need to attract the opposite sex. No one's going to walk around and just see your awesomeness all of a sudden. Just because you're walking around and you finally made it or whatever. If you look like a bum, everybody assumes you're a fucking bum. It is what it is. Like, first impressions are one of the biggest things out there. I don't know why people seem to think it's nothing. It's very hard to change someone's opinion about you once they made an opinion on your first impression. If they think badly of you, it is literally an uphill battle with that person to even get to a normal playing field now because they've already thought lesser of you.
You gotta be a supermodel. But I'm saying that you should put your best presentation forward. Oh, let me trigger a few folks, man. The bonnet brigade. Y'all gotta take the bonnets out. And finally, and this is the final thing, ladies, and it's not hard. This is how simple men are. When it comes to intimacy, do not hold out. I'm not trying to say that you have to be some deviant servant to his carnal desires. But what I'm saying is that men require that sexual intimacy. And if you have a man and you want to keep him, you will figure out a way to please him, just like he should please you. Maybe this will help you ladies out here. Since you've lost a population, let's say 12% are already checked out and said they're not going to date Western women.
12%? I think probably reasonable because we're talking about MGTOWs, we're talking about the people that deal with AI, and then the passport bros. I can say 12% is probably like a conservative number.
Your chances are getting slim. That's all I got for you today, you polite savages. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'm going to tell you this. If you thought that winter was coming, just wait till that AI cold front hit you.
Yep.
Boom. This is G. I'm out. That's all I got for you, you polite savage.
That was some good chow. I love Scott and Grover. I love their channel. I love what they do. They support me. They message me through Instagram back and forth. I message with them. I try to support their content as best as possible. It's a good community. At least the ones that are trying to be good community members. There's the fresh and fit side and so the other side of things, but there's still good men that want to lead good men, right? Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.